part is the short conclusion and the general performance. Now I want to do my comments first. In the warming up, I think Yunzhen and Yijing did a good job because one of them is in charge of hosting the general consideration, and the other one is in charge of hosting the problems. I think they are like anchors. I also learned a lot of knowledge about this part, such as what the problems we might encounter, and I need to take care of what. For example, before the convention, I need to take care about the budget because maybe the sponsor will refuse to help us. And after the convention, I need to take care about the problems of the transportation because maybe the shuttle bus won't come. This is my comment. Now I want to give the floor to Heishan.
Thanks for Su-Jing giving me the floor. I'd like to make a comment on their PowerPoint design. First, the outline of the layout of their outline is really like the Monopoly game. I think it's really interesting and catch my eyes. It will make me want to listen to the presentation. And second, in their high and low context cultural part, they use two color backgrounds to make a clear contrast between high and low context situations. I think it's really good. And third, in the game time, they make a cute animation of the clock to count down the time, count down. And I think it's really a novel idea. Fourth, in their scenario part, they use their own photo to put their own photo on the PowerPoint and make the conversation. I think it's real clear for me to know who is speaking. Okay, I finished my part and I will give the floor to Joyce Li Chenshen.
Hi, I'm Joyce Li Chenshen. Thanks, Peishan, for giving me the floor. I'm in charge of general performance. First, in warming up part, I think group 6 they list solutions and troubles and the situation in detail. And in the game time, we think the game is interesting and dynamic because they let us go around to find the answer. And I think the presentation went smoothly. And in the scenario part, we think Yunzhen and Yijing are very professional actors, and especially Yunzhen, she has very vivid expression on her face and her action. And then in the vocabulary part, I think Hong Yu is very good because she gave us the vocabulary explanation such as full-time means somebody is good at something, and hectic means very busy. And the last part, high and low context culture. I learned a lot about dealing with problems. People with high context culture will ignore the problem, while people in the low context culture will directly solve the problem. It's my comment, and now I want to give a short conclusion. Today our comment divided into 3 parts: warming up, PowerPoint design, and general performance. Thanks, Group 6 gave us such a wonderful presentation. So we learned a lot from them. Let's give them a big hand. That is the end of our comments. Let me give the floor to Group 2.
We are group 3.
Oh, sorry, Group 3.
Group 3. Yep.
Good afternoon, we are Group 3. I'm Kola Tianyu, she is Ellen Yaofang, and she is Yuki Yuqi. First of all, I want to thank Group 6 to give us such excellent presentation. In the following time, we are going to give our comment to you. I'm in charge of part of the game time, and Ellen Yaofang is in charge of vocabulary. Last, Yuki Yaofang is in charge of Yuki Yuqi is in charge of contest culture. Now I'm going to give you my comment about the game time. There are 3 advantages in the game time. First, they explain the rule clearly. Before the game starts, they told us where to find the paper and also told us do not take other groups' answer or some tricky answer. The second advantage is that this game is very educational. From this game, we can learn some solution when face the trouble of the last-minute changes, such as if the attendees have no room to leave, we can know the best solution is find another hotel is the best solution. And the last advantage is that they not only design the correct answer, but also some tricky answer, such as let it go or I don't know. This can bring much interest to audience. Okay, I finished my part. Let me give the floor to Ellen Yaofang.
Thanks, Kola. Tianyu, for giving me the floor. Hi, I'm Ellen Yaofang. Today I'm in charge of vocabulary. I would like to praise Penny a lot because she reads the sentence in the beginning and explains the new words such as hectic. It means busy, and in Chinese is 忙碌的. And after explaining the new word, she will ask the audience to read the sentence again to make us recite this word easily and quickly, so we can learn new words very easily from her teaching. Moreover, I think she has a good reaction to equipment trouble. When the PPT is out of control, Penny still reads the sentence and explains the word fluently and confidently without nervousness and embarrassment. So I think she is very proficient in this part for vocabulary and troubleshooting. And that's why I would like to praise her a lot in her part. And now I finished my part. I would like to give a floor to Yuki Yuqi. She will tell you her comments about high and low contest culture and also give you our comment, our summary about our comments. And now let's welcome her.
I'm Yuki Yuqi. I would like to talk about the difference between high contest culture and low contest culture. We know in this presentation we learned that high contest culture seldom share their points with the boss. Boss is always right, and the low contest culture prefer to share their idea with their boss. And also we learned that high contest culture solve the trivial problem first, and however the low contest culture solve the problem directly and immediately, and each of them present a difference between high contest and low contest culture. They all prepare well in these parts. It means they all prepare well in these parts. Finally, I would like to give a short conclusion. this presentation is really educational. The vocabulary time, the game time, the cultural time is teach us a lot. And here I would like to thank Group 6 again for giving us an excellent presentation. Let's give them a big hand. Now I would like to give the floor to Group 4 to make comments. Thank you.
Hello, I'm I'm responsible for my all group members. And in this presentation, I want to give some praise for Group 6 about their wonderful presentation. First of all, I think in scenario 1, Yunzhen and Yijin not only says the lines word by word, but also put their emotions on the lines. And they're all creative to use their own characters and the scenes to be their backgrounds. After that, Hong Yu introduced the vocabularies for us and asked us to repeat the sentences after her. So I think they're all considerate to help us to get into the scenario. And in the high and low contest part, they gave us 3 situations when facing the boss and when the attitudes when facing the boss and when facing the problems and the expressions about anger. And I learned a lot. Take the first situation for example. In high contest culture, the boss will value their abilities, and in low contest culture, the employees will fully obedient to their boss. So I think this part I learned a lot. To make a short conclusion, I think Group 6 gave me a educational presentation, and they all play well on their own role. So I want to give them a big hand. And this is all of my comments. Let me give the floor to Group 5. Here.
Good afternoon, we are Group 5. My name is Paige and Amy. She's my team member, Abby Weichao, and the other one, Guanli, she is absent. Today we divide our comments into 3 parts. The first part is warming up, second part is vocabulary, and the final part is stage performance. I am in charge of the first part and second part. Weichao is in charge of the third part. Now I'm going to talk about the first part, warming up. In this part, I learned that what are the general considerations before the convention. That is debt, budget, keynote speaker, and venue. Okay, let's move on to the second part, vocabulary. In this part, I learned some words, such as the meaning of prospective is someone who are expected to come, and the meaning of forte is someone is good at something. Furthermore, the meaning of decade is a period of 10 years. I finished my part. Let me give the floor to Weichao. She will continue the final part.
Thanks, Amy, for giving me the floor. I'm Abby from Weichao. Today I'm going to talk about their stage performance. When they perform the scenario part, I think they are very professional because their tongue and gesture and their facial expressions are very vivid, just like they really have a word, not just a performance. Finally, thanks Group 6 again. Okay, we finish our comment. Let's give the floor to Group 7.
I'm Jenny, I'm Jiaxuan, and she's Lily Yi, and Yolin is absent today. We are going to give comments into 4 parts. I'm in charge of first part and second part about scenario and vocabulary review, and Yilin is in charge of third part and fourth part. It's about PPT and game time, and in the end, she will also make a short conclusion. And first, scenario part is my favorite part because they are all good actors, and they can use vivid facial expression. Sometimes their speech very fast, sometimes moves are loud. Yeah, and Yunzhen and Yijing, I think they are awesome in their drama. And the second part is about their vocabulary review. I think this part is well organized by Penny because they can replay the conversation PPT slide, so we can know which words they are going to review and give a clear definition of the words. And for example, I learned the words from their vocabulary review, such as forte means 长项, or sinister means 不祥的, or basic phrases is about save the day means 化险为夷 in Chinese. And I learned a lot, and thank you for your vocabulary review. And this is the end of my comments. I'm going to give the floor to Yilin, and she's going to give comments about PPT and game time.
Thanks, Josh, and give me the floor. I am Yilin. I am in charge of the third and the fourth part. In the third part is about their PowerPoint. We really think their PowerPoint is they have good PowerPoint design because they have, for example, the background of their scenario part is appropriate to their content, and they use many pictures and tables to present the comparison, and that make their PowerPoint clear and interesting. And the fourth part is about their game time. We really think their game time is interesting and educational because we know how to deal with the problems in the last minute change, and they also design some funny but wrong solution on the table on the wall for us. So we think it's really interesting. And in the end, I want to give a short conclusion. We think their presentation is very excellent because they teach us many new vocabularies and have great drama part and make good design of PowerPoint and game time. So thanks Group 6, and it's the end of our presentation. Thank you. And let me give the floor to next group 8.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Group 8. I am Karen Xianmeng. He is Kevin Chen Zhenjie. Here we have several points about today's presentation. I am in charge of the introductory and the first 2 points, and Kevin is in charge of the last 2 points and the conclusion. And first, during the presentation, we can see that Group 6 made lots of effort to present the lesson. In the part of scenario, Helen and Amanda acted vividly, and they expressed their emotion very well and directly, which is related to low context culture. And second, they prepare an interesting game for us, and to my surprise, they even make a joke during the game. One of the group got the answer of let it go, and the correct answer is truly find another equipment in another rental shop. Yes, it was really interesting and fun. And I finish my comment. Let's welcome Kevin Zhenjie.
Thanks, Karen Mono. Give me the floor. Hi, I'm Kevin Zhenjie. Today my comment is talk about the vocabulary part and listening part. And in the vocabulary part, when Penny wants to teach us some vocabulary, she will pronounce it first, and we can know how to pronounce it, the word. And after that, she have the explanation in Chinese and English. And also she also prepare the example of the word, and we can know how to use this word. And in the listening part, Penny will play the dialogue 2 times to ensure us listening the dialogue clearly or not. And I think this is very considerate. And I would like to make a short conclusion. And we all think that Group 6 have a wonderful presentation on the game time, listening practice, and vocabulary part. And we all think Group 6 are very professional. And thank you. And let's give Group 6 to share their inside story.
Good.
This is our assignment. I'm in charge of tech minutes, and Hao Yu is in charge of tech minute and tech words. Yunzhen is in charge of design PowerPoint slides and search background music. And all of the part was discussed. We discuss each part together and decide how to present together. Totally, we have 4 times discussion, and each time we discuss efficiently and happily. Now is my feedback. I want to say thank you to my group member, Yunzhen and Hongyu. I think they are so great, and we really work together every time. We design a PPT together, and we think we have idea. We think the idea of the present way, and I believe that unity is strength, as the saying goes. Now let's give the floor to Hoi.
I want to say thank you to teachers that let us have the opportunity to work together. I think it is another, it's a kind of, because I think different group members will have different ideas and different kind of way to work. So, and I think they have many ideas. I'm glad to work with them. I'll give the floor to Yunzhen.
First of all, I also want to thank teachers because this is a big challenge for me to work different persons that they have the different attitude to the presentation. So, and the next I want to thank my team member. They always support me. When we have to present, I have a lot of ideas, such as in the warming up part, I want to take video that is including high and low context culture. But when we take action, in fact, this is wasting our time, or we don't have time to do that. But I always say thanks them again. They always support me a lot. So this is very honor to have them.
explain when dealing with problem. Thank you very much for bringing this up. This is very important. When dealing with problem, there are two ways of attitude. For example, if you go to a movie and people sitting behind you are making noises, they kept talking for hours, ages, and you don't know when they're going to stop. What would you do? Yunjun, what would you do?
Silence and just watch the movie.
You will be quiet and ignore them, right? Okay. And Yaofang, what would you do? The same? And Peijun, what would you do? Did you hear my question? It's okay. Hongrong, what would you do?
Ask them to be quiet.
Ask them to be quiet. So there are two ways. Most of you, who would choose to be quiet and just ignore? Nothing is happening and ignore them, pretend nothing happens. Who would do that? Raise your hand. 你去看电影，后面有人一直讲话，一直讲话，你实在是很想叫他闭嘴，但是你还是会忍住，假装没有发生，继续看电影。会这样做的举手。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、11。好，这个就是这种方法，对不对？